Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the DAX today? So the DAX did turn off the 200-day moving average. Okay, so we got the 200-day moving average and we bounced off it. Now, there's two chains of thought here. Okay, now the first one is this going to continue down to the downside? Okay, so was that a retest of the 200-day moving average? And also a retest of the swing low here, the breakout. So you can see this is the level here, and we broke through it. So we got a test of the breakout, and then moved the downside, which would then sort of validate this head and shoulders. Okay, the head and shoulders is bigger on the weekly, but there is another inverted cup and handle here. So this big head here is a cup, and then here is the handle. Obviously, a break below here is going to validate that. Okay, so the level that we need to be concerned about, in my opinion anyway, is this 12,090. Okay, so that's kind of the area that we need to be concerned about, which would give us a big downside target for now. But for me at the moment, this has come back to pretty close to 50%. Okay, and if we just get rid of that, well, before we get rid of it, let's just do that. So you can see the swing low, this breakout here, which is 12,350. That level there hasn't been tested yet. Okay, so we came close to it, but it didn't test it. So that is still a target, and that's just below the 50% Fibonacci retracement. And if we go deeper down by this gap here, that's a 61.8. So let's just delete that and get down to the levels that we need to trade. Okay. So as I pointed out, we had this wedge. The wedge is broken. The wedge's target has been met. Okay. So just to recap, there's your wedge. Okay. And the distance from the breakout to 50% of the wedge to the bottom of the wedge is kind of what you're looking for. And we've hit the bottom of the wedge. And we've kind of closed off with a little bit of a doji bar. Okay. This level is still open, and it's open on the 4-hour as well. So that is the concern. You can see that the oscillators have now come off the top, so our overbought conditions have now eased off, and we're kind of in the middle, which is pretty okay. Nothing to read into that at the moment. So what we're looking for here is either a move down or a move up. Quite simple, eh? And let's just look what's going to be the higher probability for today. So we had the move down. We've also broken the 200 moving average on the hour. So we've broken on the hour and on the 4-hour. We do have some diversions here on the MACD. See, price made a new low with diversions moving up, and the oscillator is grouped to the bottom. So this is grouping nicely for a move to the upside. Okay. Now, just get rid of that flashing. So the question here is, do we tag this bottom still, or is that going to be ignored? You can see that this tail here has been what held up price. Okay, we had a short move below it, but pretty much that is the area that held up price. So in my mind, being close to the 50% Fibonacci of this move to the upside, and also being the wedge's target, I would suspect that we start moving to the upside. Okay, now what I want to do quickly is, okay, it's pointless pointing this out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, Okay, so the last hour of trading for the DAX was pretty much that. And you can see we gapped right down below target 3, target 4. And if I had a target 5 and 6 in, those would have been the stretch targets. But it doesn't often happen. This is a very rare occurrence. Okay, so, and if we just have a look here, you see you had the first half hour, which was a move to the upside, and there was no real target, and this is where it becomes pretty difficult. So if we go to the hour, you can see, the area that you would be expecting to retest a breakout would have probably been there. So I suppose that's what you could have looked at. Okay. The other area is that inside tail there, which is what hit, but the true one was this inside tail here, which coincides to the left with that. Okay, and so this is one of the reasons why I look at all possible, or at least 3 possible areas like that. So this tail here, the high of this bar, the high of this bar, because they coincide with something to the left. You can see there. You can see that top one is probably looks like the most likely one. And that's pretty much where price went. So if we go down to the 6 minutes here, come on. Okay. So we go to the 6 minutes and you'll see how price behaved inside this area here. So you could have taken a break below here, or you could have taken any one of these attempts at trying to break through this level here. Okay. And that would have been your short trade. And the reason being is that you've broken down and we're now coming up to test this zone of resistance now. And that would have been your short trade. Wouldn't have been much. Let's just say we were conservative. We took it from there. 60 odd points, 50, 60 points. Not much on offer, but that was the trade. Okay. So what are we doing today? I think that's the critical thing. So let's just get rid of all the noise. And I highly doubt that we're going to have a move to the downside from here. I think this is going to consolidate here and either move to the upside or purely just consolidate. We're going to have to wait to see what the open delivers. But for me, that is a very logical target there. And this is the second target, which is the retest of the 2 days ago's low. Okay. Now that's kind of the area that I'm looking to target at the moment. So we're looking for longs to the upside. Now, this is 12,500 to 12,530. So somewhere in this 12,500 area is the area that I'm looking to target with the longs. Now, if we just look at where the DAX is at the moment, DAX futures is up 0.34%. So it's sitting at 12,447. Okay, so we are pretty much at this stage looking for a gap up. Okay, so we're sitting in this area here. We're just going to leave a bit of a gap up. Now, let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10, 11. These are our closing bars. So let's just do this and see what's going to happen here. Okay, so that is the opening range, but now you can see we have broken. Have we got this right? I don't think we've got that right. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this bar here and this bar here, that is the last hour of physical trading on the DAX. And you can see we broke down, and look there, the breakout target to the downside was hit. Okay, and that was done after hours. So at this stage, we have broken down. we are sitting at 12.47 at the moment, 12.447, 12.449. So we're busy climbing, which is 50% of that open range currently. Sorry, the closing range. So this closing range, which is these two bars here, we are now back at the 50% of this range. So a break above this level here is going to bring our breakout target, which is the high of yesterday, and target 2, look how that lines up with the retest of that, and target 3 will line up with the retest of that area there. See how they line up? So that's kind of the play that I think I'll be playing today. So we'll be looking for the closing range breakout today, and we'll take that as our trade. So there is a lot of resistance at these levels, but I think you can see how the 20 and 5 is crossing over on the 30-minute right now. And if I go down to 12, we would have had our crossover already. Okay, so yep, for me it's long. We'll wait for the open. Hopefully we get a gap close, so we come back down to this area here before we start moving to the upside. Okay, so if we do get a gap close and we get some bullish action, I'll definitely take the long here, and for at least the top of the closing range. Okay, and that's going to be 51420. So for at least that area, if we break above 5, what am I talking about? 5-1. Sorry. Since when has the DAX got a 51 number, hey? Okay, so it's 12,464. So if we break above 12,464, then I'll be looking to hold my position until we get the breakout target, which is the high of yesterday. So then I'm looking for 12,513. Then I'm looking for the next breakout target, which is 12,530. And lastly, I'll look for 12,570 if we move that high. Okay, so that's kind of my outlook for today. I'm looking for a long, and we'll play the closing range breakout if we do break it. But if we do come back and consolidate in this area, we'll get in for an early long. Anyway, guys, okay, and stop will be obviously at the low, or below the low of yesterday, because if we break the low of yesterday, then we've got some downside move coming, and I think we better just identify those. Let's use these levels here. So any downside move, I would expect us to look for 12,340. I can't see us falling beyond that before we move to the upside. So that would be the absolute low. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's my play on the DAX today. It's long, and enjoy the day. Hope it helps, and stay safe. Catch you guys later. Cheers, man.